which means you can use the space dynamo type instead of normal dynamo type, because I base this on our planet. These are planetary dynamos. That's just the metal boils in the center of the dynamo, evaporating, which then makes it all roll, which then creates a dynamo. It's just how our planet works. But then there is the space dynamo effect, where you have a dynamo that can suck in evaporated metal, then it turns it to liquid as it pulls it through its metal dynamo. And then, as it comes out thin but in a fast line, it automatically evaporates. So you'd have to superheat it, and then it's coming out the back into a massive open space, making it instantly evaporate before it's sucked in to another liquid metal dynamo, which then the dynamo effect is going from liquid, expanding to gas, which makes it easier to suck in to the dynamo. So it goes easier, slips in easier to the dynamo, which then easily compresses the liquid. So doing it to gas makes it easier to suck in. Compressing it to liquid makes it spin through the dynamo extremely fast because liquid flows, but then gas would too. Because it would be liquid metal, not electron. So metal gas would have a heavy weight to it. But again, the dynamo is pulling it in so fast you have no resistance, which then pulls more from the dynamo in front of you, creating a train effect. So technically, you could create an entire train system just like the space layer, or the moon network, or dynamo network. So you could do that same concept, that same idea, in the other dynamos. Which then does the same dynamo effect of all of them. You're just adding in miniature dynamos to increase the effect. Because again, the dynamo is the dynamo effect. It's getting pulled into the dynamo, and it's getting turned into liquid. And then since it opens up to an open space, it creates artificial boiling, which then turns it into evaporated metal gas. So technically the compression is the dynamo sucking in so much of that gas, it automatically compresses into liquid, just like rain. You have so much gas built up. So much, it's the opposite of boiling. Some of it wants to pool together, and when it pools together, it comes down as rain. So technically, it's creating artificial rain by hyper-compressing massive quantities of gas rapidly, which turns it instantly into liquid, then instantly has velocity going that way. So it wants to literally go out, which then it turns to gas, which makes it want to speed up. So it's still creating the same dynamo effect, just in more the space version. So technically there's the two dynamos. There's causing boiling and rain the natural way. And then there's using a dynamo to cause a dynamo effect. So you can either have a natural dynamo like our planet, where you can create a dynamo, which then creates the dynamo effect. problem is with the electron dynamo, you can use this same dynamo idea. This would just be inside of that, the mini dynamo. But with these other dynamo types, you wouldn't be able to do that, because it wouldn't suck in solid metal gas and turn it to liquid. It would just suck in the electrons. So you'd have to do an artificial dynamo circle turbine that takes up the whole tube so it can suck through everything, and then is just an artificial turbine which mimics a dynamo. So basically what a dynamo does is it takes highly expanded, or what our planet does is it takes highly expanded particle from space, which then is sucked into the atmosphere and sucked down below. So it's like this giant vortex that gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it liquid injects into the dynamo. So you just have to recreate that, which would technically just be a turbine that goes to a point in the center, and then another turbine that just opens up, causing gas to occur in rapid expansion. Because you wouldn't need an electron dynamo, you need a physical dynamo to move through physical parts. But I'm curious of putting a smaller dynamo. Imagine this dynamo. Now, this dynamo has all of this in here, just small, and that's all it has, which then the dynamo churns, not because of any of this, just because of heat around it, which then sucks in electron, which then makes the turbine go faster, because the entire dynamos swirl faster. So if you put that dynamo in the center of these dynamos, then you still have that electron pole, and you still have that dynamo churning, which technically would be magnetic. So as that dynamo moves, I'm curious if you could tie it into the turbine blades and have the dynamo spin the metal blades as it spins. So you can have the physical dynamo team up with the elemental dynamo, the electron dynamo. So then as the electron dynamo heats up and gets more rolling dynamo effect, that spins the turbine faster, pulling in more gas, turning it to liquid that suddenly turns to gas rapidly as it expands. So then the electron dynamo would be in the center, like a core. And then where the dirt would be of Earth, like I'm just using Earth as an example, where the dirt would be, well, you'd have solid metal on the side, and then it would just be basically a vortex like this, just going down to a point. So then you wouldn't be able to go through the dynamo. Actually, you would be able to. So you could actually put a flow through the center of the dynamo, which is right where it turns to liquid. So then that should be magnetic because it's highly energetic, has a lot of energy, which means as it goes through the dynamo will pull through electrons faster. So don't think of magnetics. Just think that anything hot has a rapid amount of electrons, which is kind of the idea behind our dynamo. There's so much electrons, so much heat. It's not a magnet, but it does have effects on electrons. So as that dynamo swirls, it's pulling through electron, which then highly heated gas will get pulled through with that electron, even if it's not technically magnetic. The dynamo will pull it through, on top of the turbine blades, which then is highly heated. So the gas flowing through would heat the dynamos, keeping the dynamos powered and energetic. So technically that line through it is its power line. That's where it gets its power. So it's just that gas compressing into liquid and then going through the dynamo, which then spills out electron and heat into the dynamo, making the dynamo churn faster, which then spins the turbine's blades faster. I wonder how you'd get the lightning bolt one to work. Because that would be you're trying to activate storm clouds. So there's a mass quantity of electron or electricity going through the clouds with a little bit of rain. And what you're trying to do is trigger those lightning bolts. So the electron would compress in the gas as a high amount, go through the dynamo, turn to a little bit of liquid that's in it. And then as it rapidly expands, it'll turn into a cloud or pool of gas, which then the electricity that just got pooled through the center of the dynamo, you just made an electrical line to where I'm hoping would trigger a lightning bolt. Because the electricity from the air gets funneled through it, which then turns to liquid gas. All of that electricity goes through the liquid, and then it turns suddenly to gas. And I'm curious if all that electricity built up in the liquid, when it turns to gas, if that electricity will just bolt forward instead of seeping into the gas. Because that liquid will do what rain does and get ejected out of the back before it turns to gas. Which means you've just created a flowing electrical line as it turns to gas. So I'm curious if it would cause a sudden lightning bolt, or the electricity would just cause a bunch of little lightning bolts to rapidly go through the entire gas. It seems like it would cause a bunch of little lightning bolts that would streak through the gas suddenly. But I'm curious if you could get the lightning bolt to just cause one, the lightning bolt goes straight into the dynamo. So the dynamo is a magnet, and what is a lightning bolt? It's solid electron. And what does a dynamo do? It sucks in electron. So it's the same idea as lightning bolts going from top to bottom. Another reason, other than the cloud formations, yada yada, would be that the dynamo in the center of Earth is pulling an electron down, so it causes lightning bolts. So I'm curious if the dynamo behind the dynamo, as the gas rapidly expands and there's a mass quantity of electron built up, that what it'll do is create a lightning bolt straight into the dynamo behind it. Which then what would that do? Well, you just had a massive quantity of electron flow rapidly straight into the dynamo, which then it overfills, which then rapidly heats and fills the liquid going through the center with electricity, pumping it into that, and then what happens is the same thing again. It goes to gas, and you have all the electricity bunched together in liquid right before it goes to gas. So what's that electricity going to do? It's going to bolt straight into the dynamo behind it because it's sucking in electron. So the dynamo on the storm dynamo would probably have to be bigger than the others, where the liquid metal and the water, or if we find another liquid. I was thinking about that too. Water can't be the only one that's a good dynamo effect with boiling and rain. Can't be. But the dynamo at the center of the storm one would have to be bigger because you need to cause that lightning bolt. You need to suck in so much electron, it jumps straight like a lightning bolt into the dynamo. So then, when you viewed the entire train of dynamos, it would literally just be this lightning bolt just shooting through all of the dynamos. So that lightning bolt would have its own effect. That lightning bolt would be a dynamo. If we can get it to trigger from dynamo to dynamo, then if you view the all, at any 1 second of time, there will be 1,000 lightning bolts going off per second per dynamo to dynamo. That literally means lightning bolts are literally running through the dynamos as fast as lightning bolts can go. I wonder what that would affect the dynamos. I wonder if that would speed them up a lot. Because you literally have this mass quantity of electrons lightning bolting the opposite way, which is just like the river effect. So they're not causing any resistance at all. They're superheating the dynamo, then causing massive expansion behind, which then pushes the dynamo forward faster and then gets sucked into the dynamo back. As that dynamo gets the lightning bolt, rapid electricity pools in the liquid, causing another lightning bolt. You would literally have a line of lightning bolts literally just flowing straight through them. Because it wouldn't be gas expands, fills it up, gets sucked in. It would more be literally just a constant flow of lightning bolts going from dynamo to dynamo. From our perspective, for how fast humans can view, how fast people can view, it would look like a just continuous line of lightning bolts. Just, which then means what's occurring is the dynamos in the center are getting superheated, massive heated, which then makes them roll super fast. And then all of the electron is suddenly pulled out through liquid to turn to gas, causing another lightning bolt, which then sucks in the next lightning bolt, which then creates a lightning bolt dynamo effect, where the dynamos itself in the dynamo are rapidly heating, causing mass quantities of gas to occur, because superheating it, everything wants to turn to liquid to gas. So in the middle of the dynamo, it would all rapidly turn to gas. And then the electron would get pulled into the liquid, causing the next lightning bolt. So that means it would rapidly turn back to liquid, then rapidly turn back to gas, creating a massive dynamo effect. That would actually be more powerful than boiling and rain. Because you're literally turning the entire dynamo into gas and then rapidly turning the entire dynamo back into liquid with the lightning bolt version. So that one would be really powerful. You're creating the most powerful dynamo effect. See, in this version, in this idea, you heat it up, but then there's so much pressure, some stays liquid, and then it rises as gas, and then the pressure compresses it back down into liquid, causing a rolling dynamo effect over and over. It's a rolling dynamo effect. There's always liquid and gas, which then increases compression on both, which causes one to turn to gas and one to get compressed into liquid, creating the rolling dynamo effect that would have so much pressure it would be able to roll its way up to the top and push something on its way up. And then it would roll down so fast it pushes that. That's what that is. But then the lightning bolt would be a completely different dynamo, because it would be able to turn all the liquid, like I said, straight into gas. And then since all of the electricity got pooled into the dynamo, no electricity is in the liquid as it compresses, rapidly pulling in all the electricity into the liquid, causing the next lightning bolt. So as it causes that next lightning bolt, all of the electron is sucked out of the dynamo, turning it all straight into liquid, which is still rolling, which then instantly turns into gas, which then makes it roll even faster, because that's like causing a mass quantity of air. You've just expanded the air in a compressed container, and the air's not going to be able to go anywhere, so it's going to go faster and roll around faster, which then turns the liquid, which would still be fully compressed in the dynamo, taking up the entire space, or maybe less, depending on what pressure yield the dynamo container can hold. Which then it's still rolling from when it was gas, turns into liquid, which makes it want to roll like liquid, which then rapidly expands into gas. It would be a different dynamo effect. It would be a different dynamo effect. It's not a rolling dynamo infinity. This is technically infinity. It's just rolling back and forth, back and forth. It's just a loop. Where the lightning bolt version would be more like a piston. It would be one solid way, bounce back this other way, bounce back the other way. So it's not a rolling dynamo. It's bouncing from state to state to state to state. Gas, liquid, gas, liquid, gas, liquid. So it's different than the dynamo effect occurring outside of it. So the gas gets pulled in, forming to liquid, which mimics a dynamo effect. But the dynamo, because of the lightning bolts, would not have that same rolling back and forth effect. No, the artificial one would be more like the lightning bolt one. It's switching suddenly from gas, compressing to liquid to gas. So it's bouncing back and forth too, which then gets more out of it. You're bouncing from gas to liquid to gas to liquid, so you're doing 100%, bouncing it back and forth, instead of rolling it back and forth using compression. I'm curious which one has the greater output, or if they're just used for different types.